Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we discuss a simple pleasure, the Hublot Classic Fusion Chronograph Black Magic. I say a simple pleasure because the Classic Fusion's dialed back a bit in terms of scale and bombast compared to the Big Bangs, the spirit of the Big Bangs, and the dearly departed King Powers. This is more of an everyday Hublot. A watch in black ceramic and thus exceptionally scratch resistant. It's not even that thick, 45 millimeters in diameter, 13.4 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 53.9 millimeters, but with angled lugs, and that's key. When I throw this watch on my wrist, it actually wears quite well, even though my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. This feels like a good match. Now, the lugs are out to the edge of my wrist, but not over the edge, as you can see from over the top, and the profile is flat enough that, yeah, I could absolutely wear this with a dress cuff. This is a good match. If your wrist is 16 centimeters and up, game on. Taking a look at the strap, it's something Hublot's always done well. Rubber has been a part of their strap portfolio since the very first model, when Hublot was the name of the watch and MDM Genève was the company back in 1980. There are some strakes molded into it just to give it some definition, but it's not overly complex. It's a fairly thick strap where it joins the lugs, but that's aesthetic as it's designed to swell to match the size of the lugs where they join. There's also a little bit of taper down from the lugs towards the clasp. The clasp is blackened steel, and then externally, there's a little swatch of black ceramic. We have Hublot's signature polished H pattern screws. Twin trigger release, you have to press them both. This cannot fly open inadvertently. And then you have Hublot's signature H inside the chassis. Note the presence of both polish and satin finish inside the clasp. And then we've got twin pins. And what happens is you stick the strap in here, you pin it down, you stick it in place, it's fixed, and then you don't need to see strap minder loops externally, and all excess length is underneath the strap and the clasp. So it's a very clean system once it's sized down. Taking a look at the case, there is both polish and satin here, and Hublot achieves that despite the super hard nature of ceramic. Ceramic, second only to the sapphire on your watch, is going to be incredibly hard, very scratch resistant. It's for people who hate scratches, scuffs, scrapes. Some people worry about cracking or fracturing it, but here's my litmus test for you. If you don't routinely break the sapphire on your watches, you're not going to damage ceramic. It's tougher than you think, and unless you're truly brutal to your watch and you're breaking your crystal all the time, you're probably never going to see a single mark for the duration of your ownership. Now, we've got more of these unique Hublot H bolts. You can see them on the bezel as well. The bezel and the case, both with satin and polish and contrast. It's a subtle kind of contrast because it's monotone, but the light reflection and the texturing is distinct. We've got a polymer insert, basically a plastic gasket for the bezel, push-down crown, 50-meter water resistance, so you don't want to necessarily take it swimming, but it's a bit more than a standard dress watch, for example. We have shouldered, sort of trapezoidal, rounded off chronograph pushers, and then on a dial that has a bit of a carbon weave style print to it, we have applique, faceted, polished, rhodium-plated steel indices, hands to match with a lancet-style chronograph seconds hand and an Hublot counterweight to that. You can see that the hour and minute hands are faceted for better contrast on this dial. And we've got a nice twin register design, a classic look. Taking a quick look at those registers, each has a polished and raised chaptering, and then we've got a date down at 6 o'clock. The watch features hacking seconds, so you can set it precisely to a reference time. Here's your chronograph minutes, here's your running seconds right there. And then we've also got a quick set system for the dates. You can rapidly cycle that if you wish to do so. Hublot calls this the HUB1143. I call it a modular chronograph built on an SW300 base. An SW300 is Solida's version of the time-tested ETA 2892A2, and the HUB1143 is basically a vertical clutch chronograph module on top of the Solida SW300. Bidirectional automatic winding, 4 Hz beat rate. It does feature quick set and hacking. If you take a look at the balance, it's either a top or chronometer grade balance. It's a very good balance and hairspring combo. They didn't buy the cheap version of this base movement. Now, Hublot rates this at 48-hour power reserve, but generally the SW300 without a chronograph would be rated at 42, so I'm just going to put both numbers out there. You can see the finishing is attractive, though machine applied. It's not artisanal, but it does have something I always like, which is Edicron, as you can adjust the beat error and the timing with those little keys. And then there's an eccentric screw superfine regulation mechanism for really fine 1 to 5 second per 24-hour type adjustments. And of course, you can see the case back is is also ceramic. Some people are going to wonder, what is this titanium language? Well, the outer case is made of ceramic, and then the inner case, which actually contains the movement in the dial and gives it its water resistance, that is made of titanium. That's why it says both ceramic and titanium on the same watch, to clear up that mystery. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.